Hi guys, this is FD for Sage5.tv back with another video, and today we are going to review one of the projects that featured in our 2K to 100K challenge. So these are projects that we're planning to establish positions during this bear trend or this bear market, and then when the next bull run comes, we think these projects will do quite well. If you want to see or if you want to have a look at some of the projects we listed, I think we listed around 28 or so. We might add a couple more, so that will be our selection pool. And then from those 28 or 30, we'll pick approximately 20 or so that we are going to invest $100 into and see if they'll be able to help us reach our goal of 100K, having invested between $2,000 and $2,500. The first project we're going to be looking at today is Polkadex. Polkadex Orderbook is a non-custodial peer-to-peer trading platform that merges the benefits of both centralized and decentralized exchanges into one product. Polkadot uses the substrate abstraction layer for SGX technology to build a decentralized exchange, and one of the first use cases of this technology in general. Estonia's applicable laws and regulations are applicable to Polkadex, since Polkadex itself is based and registered in Estonia. So guys, what I'm sharing with you here today is not financial advice. These are my own views, and please, if you require financial advice, I will ask you to seek someone who's trying to give you financial advice. I'm just sharing you my own opinion here. So what I'm going to do with Polkadex today is, once we've given it a brief overview, we are going to apply our usual DYOR to see where it stands and whether it's going to be extremely risky or relatively risky to enable us to jump into the project. If the numbers come out worse than we expected, we reserve the right not to jump into Polkadex altogether. Or if we do indeed jump into Polkadex and drop $100 or so of our money into Polkadex, we will have to justify the extenuating circumstances that are behind that decision. So Polkadex Orderbook is a non-custodial layer 2 based exchange on the Polkadot network. The architecture of the Polkadex Orderbook is unique because it is a combination of multiple technologies. These technologies are blockchain, Parachain, trusted execution environment or TEE, as well as IPFS, Inter-planetary filing system. The Polkadex network itself is the native blockchain that contains the Polka pool and secures the actions of Polkadex Orderbook. The trusted execution environment or TEE, as it is commonly known, is a technology invented by Intel that allows modern CPUs to have an isolated section independent of the operating system, BIOS, and other core components of a computer. Its main advantage is that the computation executed in TEE is verified by the blockchain, and any tampering in the logic will result in the blockchain rejecting the trusted execution environment. Trusted execution environment handles the balanced state management of users in the orderbook. It prevents theft of funds, verifies the merged trades provided by the orderbook engine, settles trades, and enables the trader to reserve and unreserve assets on the native blockchain. The orderbook engine itself maintains a high-performance orderbook, matches trades, and provides them with trusted execution environments for verification and trade settlement. Then finally, IPFS or Inter-planetary filing system. This maintains a snapshot of the latest state of the balance transfers. In case the hardware is corrupted or the network access is lost, or if the operator itself is compromised or turns a bad actor, blockchain rejects all future transfers from the orderbook and returns the funds to their users within 12 seconds. This is the fastest recovery mechanism available in the market today. This acts like an insurance policy for the entire exchange. So those were some of the terms that form the backbone of the Polkadex Orderbook or the Polkadex decentralized exchange. So now, what is Polkadex's value proposition? It's got the highest level of security for user funds. It also offers transaction speeds of up to 500,000 transactions per second and low latency of 20 milliseconds. That is huge, right? Let me repeat that. It offers high transaction speeds of up to 500,000 transactions per second and low latency of 20 milliseconds. I know we've heard it before where people were confusing different types of transactions with transaction per second, and it turned out that the likes of Solana, they include things that other blockchains do not even view as transaction. But if this is true and this is correct for Polkadex, that will be huge. It will be massive. Polkadex is also promising zero gas fees, interoperability between blockchains, cross-chain liquidity support, and it's also promising to eliminate front running. It supports initial digital offering or IDOs, advanced trading features including high frequency trading, integration with trading bots and market makers with lightning fast APIs, convenient and pleasant user experience on the desktop, mobile and app versions, opportunity to buy crypto directly from fiat via a fiat on ramp, decentralized KYC process. This is the use of cryptographic proof instead of actual user data to verify that the participant is not sanctioned for AML or anti-money laundering or involved in other financial crimes. Guys, don't forget to click like and subscribe as well as subscribe to our YouTube channel. We want to grow the channel, but we also want to beat the YouTube algorithm. Subscribing and clicking the like button is free. Please be generous, be in generous mood and just click like and subscribe and move on, even if you don't intend on coming back. Now let's go on to the benefits of using Polkadex. Polkadex Orderbook allows traders to register multiple hot wallets on-chain. These are like the ones based on the browser extensions, mobile phones, iPads, trading bots, and so forth. Polkadex Orderbook allows traders to register multiple hot wallets on-chain, such as those used as browser extensions, mobile phones, iPads, trading bots, and so forth, to enable these wallets to place trades using funds in them. It is also important to note that these hot wallets cannot withdraw or transfer funds to another account. They can only place, edit, or cancel trades in the order book. Polkadex Orderbook makes the trading process very convenient and secure at the same time. Also, don't forget Polkadex is a decentralized exchange on the Polkadot network. It won a Parachain recently. So, the other benefit is that when using the Polkadex Orderbook, traders can delegate their assets to a third party, which is asset management, in order to profit from algorithmic trading without trusting the third parties with full control over their trade assets. It's a great way to earn passive income by allowing your funds to be used for liquidity provision and trading. Okay. Then we go on to Polkadex Orderbook and its role as far as institutions are concerned. The Polkadex Orderbook allows institutions to execute bulk buy and bulk sell orders. Traders can also leave their assets on the exchange without worrying that the exchange might be hacked. This means that traders can save on fees associated with moving their funds in and out of the exchange every time they need to trade. Then finally, the Polkadex Orderbook will support all the favorite community trading bots. Polkadex started life as an ERC20 token and will be switching on to the Polkadot network as a Parachain following a successful Parachain slot auction in May 2022. I think this Parachain slot, it started around June, around the 4th of June or so. This means that it will support any tokens issued on Kusama, Polkadot, and other dot ecosystem projects that use Substrate. The Polkadex team, there are approximately 20 according to the project's own website. There are, however, 16 employees featured on LinkedIn. I think the other 4 plus are not on LinkedIn. And then social media presence, Polkadex has got 62,400 Twitter followers at the time of doing this video. And then it also boasts a paltry 3,200 Discord members. There is room for improvement there, because 3,200 for a project with so much potential, I think it requires to recruit more Discord members. By the way, there are other social media platforms that this project might be using that I'm not featuring. I only selected these two because they were a good fit for the tool that we developed, that is the DYOR risk evaluation tool. Then we consider decentralization. How decentralized is Polkadex? Polkadex uses trustless cross-chain bridges to help to bring any blockchain token to Polkadex in a non-custodial and trustless manner. Polkadex is built for the future, making it possible to integrate with other liquidity providers using forkless upgrades. Since it is built on Polkadot, which is itself decentralized, Polkadex enjoys the same decentralization properties as the rest of the parachains, utilizing the relay chain for security. And then we go on to scaling. Does Polkadex scale? Polkadex aims to scale up to 500,000 transactions per second, which smashes even the likes of Visa and PayPal. What about interoperability? This is the ability to work across its own boundaries. As a parachain on Polkadot, Polkadex is designed for interoperability. In addition, it has an integrated bridge, which also makes Polkadex more interoperable with other blockchains. What about security? The audit performed did not find any issues with the additions and changes that were made to the underlying software, and therefore there's no risk posed or a clear threat to the Polkadex ecosystem. The audit scope omitted all the issues that were related to coding style and all informational issues that were related to the code as they were preserved from the original code base. There are no known exploits to date, but if you are aware of any, you guys, please let me know down below, comment down below and let us know. As a side note, the auditors also identify a potential issue that might arise in the future as the code base contains unchecked type assertions that are considered safe but can cause problems in future development if the team does not take them under consideration. Additionally, the naming of very variables could be more explanatory, enhancing the readability and maintainability of the code base. Finally, the overall project unit testing suite should be enhanced with edge cases throughout and tested. And then we go on to use cases. The fundamental use cases for Polkadex are high-frequency trading, Polkadex ideal palette, fiat on ramp, decentralized KYC option, Polkadex NFT support, new token generation, and high liquidity. Those are the fundamental use cases. Now on to token use cases. Polkadex native token will be used to pay transaction fees and trading fees to get discounts on them, participate in Polkadex ideals, participate in on-chain governance of the network, become a validator of the network by staking, nominate validators and collators of the network, staking to help secure the network. And now to some tokenomics. They are quite important. Total supply is 20 million PDEX tokens. PDEX PDEX is the token. Founders and team, they were allocated 9% or 1.8 million out of the 20 million. There was a seed round of 7% or 1.4 million PDEX tokens. The strategic round was allocated 8% or 1.6 million tokens. Private round was 10.2% or 2.03 million PDEX tokens. The treasury was allocated 41% or 8.2 million tokens. Parachain auction was allocated 10% or 2 million PDEX tokens. Advisors were allocated 6% or 1.2 million PDEX tokens. Marketing and partnerships was allocated 6.81% or 1.362 million PDEX tokens. And the community round was allocated 2% or 400,000 tokens. That's quite a mouthful. That's quite a lot of breakdown, but that's what I got from the information I researched on Polkadex. The tokenomics summary. So community, this includes the Parachain auction and community round. It comes to 12% or 2.4 million tokens to the community. Insiders, everything else, it's 46.96 or 9.4 million tokens. That is quite a lot for insiders, 46.96. Governance, 41% or 8.2 million tokens. Yes, this isn't clear as well. It isn't clear enough and is open to abuse by the team, potentially. Anyway, guys, so that is a brief summary of what Polkadex is. Now we are going to look at the 13 elements that form part of our DYO, our risk evaluation, to assess whether Polkadex is a safe project to invest in. The 13 elements we're going to be looking at are decentralization. How decentralized is Polkadex? Security, has it been audited? Has it been hacked? And so forth. What about scaling? Does it suffer from scaling issues? Does it struggle during times of high traffic? What about interoperability? Does it work across its own boundaries? Then we go on to the project team. Are they publicly available? Are they well known? Are they on Twitter, Discord, and so forth? Then we go on to use cases. Do we have any use cases for both the underlying infrastructure as well as the PDEX token? Then we go on to social media via Twitter. How many Twitter followers do they have? And then social media via Discord. How many Discord followers do they have? And then we go on to tokens issued at Genesis when the project was launched. How many tokens were issued initially? Then we consider tokens in circulation at the point of doing this video. How many tokens are currently in circulation? And then we look at maximum tokens available altogether. Is there a hard cap? And then finally, how many tokens are controlled by insiders? Tokens controlled by insiders might include allocation to the team, allocation for marketing purposes, and then treasury. Are they initial investors, seed round, and private investors? All those we consider them to be insiders because those people have got inside information regardless of how they participated in the project. They are close to the project than the public, put it that way. So let's look at the risk evaluation result. These are going to be scored between 1 and 10. We've got 13 elements. We'll then multiply the maximum score, which is 10, which is our possible score for each of those 13 elements. Multiply by 10, you get 130. That is the maximum possible score. And then we are ranking these projects against that 130 possible total. You got this 0 to 64, it's no go. So any project that goes between 0 to 64 is extremely risky. Our default position is this is a no-go project. If possible, don't even get into it. So we won't go into projects that are within that category. But if there are extenuating circumstances or other reasons why we really like that project, we then have to provide them and still invest, but you can lose everything, you can get wrecked. The next category is 65 to 89 out of 130. We call this, we'll go to 0 category. This is then followed by the 90 to 109 out of 130. We call this potential category. And then finally, the 110 to 130 out of 130, we call it the go-to-it category. So these 4 categories, they represent the level of risk. The maximum level, which is 110 to 130 out of 130, which is is the go-to category. This is relatively less risky compared to all the other 3 categories. And then another step below that is 90 to 109 out of 130, which is potential. It just represents that this project has got some potential. It could still get you ranked, but it's got some potential. It's worth to consider seriously compared to the other 2. And then you've got one below that is 65 to 89 out of 130. This we call it the could go to 0. So any project in cryptocurrency, including Bitcoin, could go to 0. But for the purposes of this exercise, this category identifies projects that are likely going to go to 0. So you should tread carefully, but you can still jump into this compared to the one below them, which is the 0 to 64 out of 130 that we call no go. Here, the scores we gave to Polkadex according to our DYOR risk evaluation tool. On decentralization, we gave Polkadex 5 out of 10. Security, we gave Polkadex 5 out of 10. On scaling, we gave Polkadex 7.5 points out of 10. On interoperability, we gave Polkadex 10 out of 10. On project team, we gave Polkadex 7.5 points out of 10. On social media via Twitter, 7.5 points. On social media via Discord, 2.5 points. On age of the project, 2.5 points out of 10. On use cases, 7.5 points out of 10. On tokens issued at Genesis or initial tokens issued at launch, 2.5 points out of 10. Total tokens in circulation at the point of doing this video is 5 out of 10. Maximum tokens available, 10 out of 10. And insider token allocation is 2.5 points out of 10. That then gives us a massive 75 points out of 130, which puts Polkadex into the could go to 0 category. 75 out of 130. What do you guys think? Do you guys agree with our assessment of Polkadex? Comments down below. Let us know what you think. Any thoughts on Polkadex? Have you been involved in Polkadex? Are you invested in Polkadex? Do you think it's a solid project? Do you agree with our assessment? Comments down below. For us, as part of our 2K to 100K challenge, Polkadex can easily do a 50 to 100x from where we are today, and whether it will contribute a decent amount to our target is yet to be seen. All we know is Polkadex is a decent project and boasts some serious product. Polkadex for the win. Come next bull run. Thank you very much guys for joining us. This is FD for Sage5.tv signing out. Bye for now.